Hey, what's going on? You're tapped into another creator's interview, a 180 creator interview. I'm your host, Teel, and I got another great guest, Jed Harrelson. What's going on,
baby?
Man?
Yeah, welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we are at the venue. This is the Banana Club?
We mobile today.
Yes, I done pulled up. It's a cool room.
I've never been here. I've heard so many things about it since it's opened, and as soon as we walked in, it's like it hits you with all this culture and the character of Texarkana and stuff. And
this lady that's behind us, this corner, I think it's Karina Griffith. He said she was like a silent actor from Texarkana.
All right, back when Texarkana was popping.
Yeah. So this whole corner is like a Texarkana legend, and then this pipe above us. That's just pretty cool.
There's a lot of history in here.
Yeah. Dude, there's the other corner. Somehow I didn't realize the other corner is way cooler looking. It's like a little Scott Joplin corner over there.
Oh yeah, I ain't even been over there.
Yeah, no, it looked like I may have dropped the ball, y'all, but it's cool.
Hey, this works, man. This is cool. Beautiful.
So let's get into it, man. So you've been doing music for some years now,
man. Yeah.
How many years?
I just turned 26. I've been playing, writing, and singing and performing, if you would call it, for since I was probably 8 years old, man.
Yeah.
I started playing real young. My grandpa taught me my first few chords on the guitar, and then from there, just kind of escalated from there. And been in Nashville for 4 years, doing it full time. Knock on wood. Yeah.
So you live in Nashville?
I live in Nashville.
Heck yeah.
I moved there kind of at a shit time.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you can say whatever you want.
I moved there in January of 2020.
Oh, wow. Big COVID move.
Moved to chase a dream, and then boom, the dream was squashed.
So you moved first and then it hit? Because it was about March?
It was I think March 16th was the day that my job was we're done, go home.
So you get there and it shuts down. Was there a panic moment?
Yeah, dude. It was this moment that I felt like was probably a unique feeling that's dude, I just, moved everything to go chase this dream. And now it's forbidden. I can't even do it now. I came back to Texarkana for about 2.5 months. I was working at a liquor store. Because around here, it didn't slow down all that much,
Yeah. Bunch of damn rebels.
But then, I came back about June of 2020.
Yeah.
And I really started hitting it hard from then on. So I would say depending on
back
what
into Nashville, right?
Yeah.
And so how open were they? How long did it take for them to start kind of opening up to do live shows and stuff?
Yeah, it was weird, the live shows. I remember probably in July of 2020 playing a show, and in front of the stage they put this big see-through tarp in front of it. It was very weird.
You keep all them damn mouth breathers away from you, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And it lasted like that for about a year, and then finally after that it just opened back up, and wasn't for too long. We were, playing 200 shows, in a year.
Wow.
And it's back in action now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's it never stopped.
Yeah. So you were telling us a minute ago kind of the path you've took just this week. Yeah. Tell the people where you've been this week.
Yeah. So this is kind of a first thing for us. We normally we're on the road on the weekends, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. This was our first run that was more than a weekend. So last Friday we did Little Rock, Arkansas. Went down to New Orleans, then we did Lafayette, Louisiana, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas. We played in Austin, Texas last night.
Wow.
And we're ending it right here in Texarkana, baby.
Golly. Had to come home for the last one.
Had to come home,
man.
Cool. We all stink. We're all tired. And one more night, we'd be great in Texarkana.
Yeah.
And my family's coming. I saw my mom earlier for the first time in a few months and stuff. So
it's got to be cool, man.
2 birds, 1 stone,
Austin, that's a long way away. What was the drive like?
This
end
morning,
of a tour. That sounds awful.
Yeah. Well, today we drove. It was supposed to be 5.5 hours, but it pissed rain on us the whole time.
Yeah.
So we're going 40 on the interstate. It was close call, some scary times today, but we made it in about 6.5 hours.
Is everybody on the bus? Is there more than one vehicle?
Well, so it's a van. Yeah.
Yeah, the van.
We call it the loaf. Yeah, it's parked out front. It looks like a big loaf of bread. And, we got 5 of us in there right now, and enough equipment to. You damn near anything. Yeah. So it's packed tight in there. Yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do, man.
Oh, yeah.
Man,
we've been having fun with it. We so far since I bought this van about a year ago, we put about 30,000 miles on it. And dude, we're burning the roads right now.
Tour life, that's and you think it's going to keep staying like this, huh? Or are you going back to the weekends?
The way I'm wanting to do it is, twice a year, go out for more than a week.
Yeah.
I like being home sometimes on the weekends, you know.
I understand that.
Me and my girl like to hang out and do nothing on a weekend where we're not traveling, you know. And so I think twice a year going out for an extended time is cool, but right now the weekend warrior stuff is kind of working for us.
Yeah.
Until we build enough to where we can be sustainable.
Right.
Because I'm learning out on the road is a lot more expensive than I'd anticipated, you know?
Yeah, you just never know what you're going to run into, huh?
Yeah, that, you know, you got to feed everybody. Everybody's got to get paid and stuff. And so, God, Airbnbs, hotels, shit adds up, you know? And so we still got a lot of growing to do before we really take that full on to do long tours. You know? So
that's so cool, man.
It's cool, man. We're growing by the day. It's nothing crazy. But those numbers are, not that it's about numbers, but the numbers are creeping up every day.
Yeah, it does help to see that because it's kind of, it not validate, but it does make you, okay, it shows you progression.
As an artist, I think we're constantly looking for validation.
Especially today's world.
Dude, it's crazy. So, you know, the numbers, you know, can make you feel good for a second, but then when you start thinking about them too much, it's easy to compare yourself to somebody.
Dude, comparing yourself to like maybe another similar band, I can see how that could just drive you nuts.
It can thieve you of all your joy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever have any imposter syndrome where you feel like, I'm not this, you know, I'm not who I think I am, maybe.
You know, there's times
where rethink it.
There's times where I come in real confident, but then there's definitely times where I'm like, I'm a phony. This is not what I need to be doing. But ultimately, you know, I'm able to shake that.
Yeah, how do you come back from that?
I kind of got to get a little bit lower before I really get rid of it. It sounds bad, but you know, I kind of just have to get through it.
Yeah.
You know, there's times it doesn't ever last that long because you know, I got a great support system that, you know, can help me get right back on track. You know? Typically it doesn't last more than a few hours or a day. You know,
that's good.
I try to keep a good attitude most of the time because, you know, it's like, you know, it's easy to sit and be like, why me? Why not me?
Yeah.
But nothing ever has been productive with that mindset.
Yeah, you got to kind of make it me.
Yeah, exactly. And we're trying to go out and get it. You know, is what we're trying to do.
And nothing easy is ever worth, you know, it's the hard stuff that's worth doing.
Something that I would even put on my forehead is, you know, things that come easy don't last. Right. Things that last don't come easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the basis of kind of what we've been focusing on pursuing this career, you know. We know it's not going to come easy if we want to be sustainable forever. You know? Because that's the goal is longevity, you know.
Yeah, the goal is to be able to do it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people who, you know, they blow up overnight and, you know, but how sustainable is that, you know?
I wonder how many one-hit wonders have came and went.
There's some good songs that I only know that one song from that artist, you know, but longevity is our goal right now.
Yeah. Being able to keep on doing it. This is something that I, you know, so I deep dived into the music to get a feel for, you know, I've checked you out throughout the years, but I was like, man, I got to do a deep dive, man. So I drove around. I didn't have nothing to do. I was just driving around, listening to it, and I was like,
good driving music.
It is. It's very relaxing, very peaceful music. Very and I like the space in the songs. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of space sometimes where you just because I feel like, you know, especially like my background of recording rappers hate space.
Yeah,
they fucking hate that.
Fill up that space,
dude. Yeah, bro. It's like we got an ad lib for this space.
Yeah,
we got we'll put 3 choruses for no reason just to not have space, things of that nature. So like when I don't know, understanding space is important. And man, the saxophone, that's a big thing that I was really vibing.
Yeah.
But that leads me to the actual question. You know, what do you define this as, like genre wise, or does it even have a?
You know, I think that question, an artist can really like get real defensive and say, "Oh, I'm not this or I'm not that." I think ultimately the sound that we've got, it's soulful. Yeah. It's got to feel good. But you know, there's some blues, there's some rock, there's some R&B, there's some maybe a little jazz in there too. You know, but ultimately it's a soulful sound.
Yeah.
The way I normally say it is soul rock R&B.
Soul rock R&B. Yeah. It's just a big old blend.
Also, being from Arkansas. The accent comes out and people automatically say country, which there's some country. Yeah, because that's the country vibe is more of your voice. I was saying that's what I was listening to. I was like, there's like country twang to it, but I think it can't help it. I mean, it's part of it. I grew up playing country music. I grew up writing country music.
Is that what you started doing?
Yeah. So I think for me, the elevation of where the sound has gone has kind of been rooted in the guitar. Like the more I've learned with the guitar, the more sounds I've been open to and have kind of figured out. And we're still learning every day, you know, but it's kind of hard to hide the country that's already naturally in there. So, people hate on country, especially in Nashville, but.
That's crazy because I thought that's the capital.
Well, that's the thing. But, people, oh, no, I'm not country music. I'm not country music. Everybody says they're not country, but it's all country music.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Yeah.
How do you feel about, I know this may take a left turn, but how do you feel about like what country is now as far as like, you turn on, let's say like you're from here, you turn on Kicker, you hear the music, like it doesn't really, it's just like something else with a country accent. As long as you sing with a country accent, I feel like you could stamp country on.
The genres of music nowadays, it's almost hard to follow because, you can say it's this and it sounds like this and somebody says it's this.
Yeah.
A lot of the music I'm hearing on the radio, it sounds, to me, it's like, it sounds very similar. All the songs sound a lot alike. And I think, when you're writing songs with 6 to 7 people on one song, it's kind of easy to make it sound like the next song, you know? I don't quite listen to the radio. To be honest, I don't listen to music that often.
Dude, I get like that.
My music listening habits are pretty poor, to be honest.
Is it because they look like when I ran the studio, I get an overdo of music, right?
Yeah.
And so like if I get in a car, sometimes it's like, how about not music? Is it kind of like that? You just kind of get burnt out on...
I think when we're constantly playing, because dude, we're playing almost 200 shows a year right now.
Yeah.
The silence is nice.
Yes, it is.
The silence is nice. I think, also with the overwhelming amount of music that comes out daily, it's like, it's harder to keep up with the new stuff,
Yeah.
And I think naturally you end up hearing the stuff that rises to the top just because
they play it every damn where.
Play it everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You hear it at McDonald's, you hear it at the bar, you hear it everywhere.
Yeah.
Just kind of in a natural setting. And so, there's songs that I know that I don't really know that I know because it's just, they're marketed that way, whether it's a good song or not, that's subjective, but, yeah.
So that brings me to like writing, like, in the industry, like you were saying, there's a lot of people on one project writing.
Yeah.
What's y'all's writing situation?
Yeah. Well,
how are y'all doing that?
The way my songwriting process goes, to be honest, I've never been able to put my finger on it. I can't say this is how my process is because it's different almost every time. But what typically happens is I'll write a song with me and the guitar and that's lyrics and music. And then I'll say, hey, let's put this song together with the band.
Yeah.
And they definitely help a lot with the writing and arrangement of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you bring them a rough draft.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so we bring the bones and they're like, let's make this pretty.
Yeah. That's cool.
And, the team we got right now is, they all have really cool creative mindsets. And it's cool to see what I kind of have in mind to what ends up coming out.
Right.
And because, I definitely have a vision for the song, but I'm becoming more and more open to some of these newer ideas and stuff coming from other people. And
you kind of have to let go of some control too, huh?
Yeah, dude, for a long time.
They may not come up with something that exactly fit in your head, but it's like, that may be the right way to go, huh?
Right. And I think it took me a while to let go of that ego part. Say like, I'm open to hearing options now. I think 5 years ago, if you asked me, I'm like, no, I write all my music by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be open to collaboration more.
Yeah.
But the team we got right now, man, they're coming.
It's cool. It's cool that your brother's on board too.
Oh,
so that's got to be, you're riding around, going all over the place with your little brother and stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
What's cool is, man, we got a really solid team right now. So Hank is my producer. He's the audio engineer on all my music.
Yeah.
We record everything at my house. My buddies come over and we record everything right there. It's made with a lot of love. And even my girlfriend, her name is Jordan. We live together and stuff. She's part of the team now. Obviously I love being around her, but she's now taking a more remote job to go on the road with us.
Cool.
Specifically to sell merch. She knows how to sling those shirts. And stuff.
Got to.
And so we got a really cool, close-knit team right here of all the people that mean the most to me.
Yeah. That's super cool.
We're growing it every day too.
Yeah. So different positions in the band. You've got the saxophone guy. Give a shout out to him.
Oh yeah. We got Hunter on the sax. We got Cole on the bass.
Yeah.
We got Jack on the drums.
Cool.
And occasionally we'll add a keys player if we're in the right scenario. But as a 4-piece, that's the A-team, baby.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So walk me through the sax deal because to me, that's one of the big things that stood out. When I was listening to the music the other day, I was like, bro, the sax is banging. And then it's like, there's like solos.
Yeah.
There's breaks in the song. Okay, let that Let them hear the sax.
The sax is a crowd favorite, bro.
Yeah.
Sax to me is one of my top instruments to listen to. Yeah. And I remember when I was first putting a band together, I was like, we need a horn, And my buddy Aaron Smiley, shout out, was my first saxophone player ever. We played for a long time together. And then I moved to Nashville, met Hunter, and me and Hunter have been playing together almost 4 years now.
Yeah.
And we're tight now.
Yeah. Dude, when I was in school, they made us take 1 year of band, and I ended up on the sax.
Oh yeah.
And I was a little bad kid, and so I sucked so bad at the saxophone that at the Christmas concert, the band director told me to pretend like I was playing. Real deal.
Damn, what a kick to the sax, man!
I took it home. We was playing wiffle ball with it in the trailer park. This expensive saxophone. We're playing wiffle ball in the trailer park with a saxophone, dude. I brought it back to school, and the teacher was like, "Dude, what is this? What is wrong with this thing?"
That's some Texarkana shit,
I ended up having to pay for it. I had to do a bunch of chores and some community service type stuff.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's not a wiffle ball bat. Definitely. I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah, it happens. You got to learn that somehow. Yeah.
But no, the sax, I don't know, man. It's a bold move.
What's cool is when we play in downtown Nashville, they'll open up the windows and stuff, and people hear that sax and they come right in and end up staying for the whole show and stuff.
Yeah. So that's catching people.
It's catching, yeah. We like to call it the cherry on top,
Yeah.
So it makes it kind of wraps it all together.
Yeah, I checked out your Spotify listeners. It was 23,000 monthly listeners. So how do you think you've built that up?
Well, if you look back at a year ago, I think we were cruising at probably between 500 and 800 monthly listeners. And I tell you what has changed everything for us for, streaming, for ticket sales, for merch sales. Dude, it's TikTok, bro.
Really?
TikTok.
I have you on TikTok and you are active as hell.
Dude, I try to post 10, 15 TikToks a day if I can. No, I'm recycling through content.
Yeah,
I'm not just posting it and not touching it. I'm posting the same video as many times as it'll let me.
So the thought behind that is just keep putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there.
The best way I'm thinking about it with TikTok specifically is I'm throwing shit at the wall and just hoping something sticks. Bro.
Yeah.
What's wild is the first time that any video ever did anything, I'd posted it probably 20 times before, never did nothing, and then posted it one night before bed and woke up and
the same video that didn't do well before.
The same
That's
exact
curious.
Video.
One time I posted one that did a lot, and then I was like, a couple months went by, and I was like, "Oh, I'll try it again, maybe or something," and then it did nothing. So it's it's a situational type deal, huh?
I think it's hard to really understand what happens on that fucking app, bro.
Dude,
there's no way that you can say this is gonna work, this is not. Now there are strategies that I think will work more than others, but what's worked for us is literally just putting a camera in front of what we're doing naturally, hitting record, chopping it up, and blasting it on social media.
Yeah.
TikTok is. We're selling tickets in places we've never been to before.
Yeah, that's cool.
In August, we went to we went to Columbus, Ohio. We only sold 40 tickets, but I've never even been to Ohio.
Yeah, so it's the internet did that.
It's wild how many people come up and say, "Hey, we saw you on TikTok. We saw you were in our neighborhood. We're coming to see you." Cool. And it's changed everything for us. I was so against that for the longest.
Really,
I'm not gonna
really, you was opposed to it.
I was opposed to it. Yeah, until something happened, and now I'm hooked. Now it's been a big factor with the growth that we've had.
I'm impressed by the amount you're able to post. I try to post once a day on everything, and dude, it takes a lot.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot, and you have to almost start every day with okay, we got to make the post. Got to make the post.
If you can just get one in a day, I think that works. It's hard to stay consistent with it.
Right. Any other social medias that you're heavy on?
I mean,
or is it mainly
Instagram.
just TikTok?
It's TikTok, yeah. But I mean, Instagram is kind of where we really do show promotion and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and that's kind of where we want
paying for that.
No,
doing ads or you're just straight up?
No, we do ads from time to time, but the following we've got has been 100% organic.
Organic,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. It's easy to you can buy followers. Anybody can buy 100,000.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that? What's your thought on buying followers?
I mean, it's gonna bend you over in the long run.
Because those aren't your real fans.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to make it look like you have a big following, but
how are you staying creative? Because this is a creative job, which is always risky because some days you may wake up and not be creative?
Most days.
Most days. So you're saying most days you aren't.
Yeah. Of course, the creativity I think is constantly there. I think executing it is where I fall short a little bit and definitely get down on myself about it.
Writer's block.
Writer's block. That. I think I live in almost a constant writer's block,
What's some solutions? How do you get out of the box when you get in the box?
I've been walking a lot. Walking has helped me.
Exercise.
Yeah.
Exercise is always going to open the brain up.
Yeah. I've been reading this book about just like the philosophy of walking and how it's like, there's a whole lot that, walking is a very simple activity, but it kind of takes you away from everything you're constantly stuck in. Now, I don't think I have a for sure remedy for writer's block.
Right.
I think what I'm working on trying to do is be like almost forcing myself to create, to get in more of a groove, to work those muscles more as opposed to just waiting on it.
I feel like you can make creativity a habit.
Yeah.
But it's just like anything else that needs to be a habit. Like if you stop, it could be difficult. If you ever went a period of time where you didn't write for like a couple months.
Oh, yeah.
and it was probably hard to get reignited, huh?
Well, especially in Nashville, you see all these people that are like, oh, I wrote 5 songs this week.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Yeah, how?
Where did that come from?
And were they even good?
Yeah. And I think also there are times where I'll try to start writing and I'll get, down on myself. Oh, this sucks. This is not good. There have been a few times where I find this groove where I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. Here we go.
Yeah.
And as soon as I acknowledge it, it kind of goes away, So I still, after years of doing it, I don't have a surefire way to be creative. It kind of comes in spurts, which I wish it came more, but.
Right. Yeah, I've wrote music for a long time in different ways, shapes and forms, wrote for people, wrote for myself. Man, writer's block. It's a tough one because it's like, and then like, especially when you're having to schedule, that's the one thing about booking studio time. One thing I didn't like about being an audio engineer is that I was basically, people were coming with money to me and just hoping the spark was there. They're showing up with their paycheck, giving me their hard-earned money. And they're just like, well, fuck, I hope I'm on today.
Hope something comes out of this,
So you said y'all were recording yourself. It's a game changer. Now, because you take a lot of the business perimeters out of it.
There's a lot of pressure when, you book studio time. And, I'm fortunate enough me and my brother have a kind of a deal worked out. We almost split right down the middle of the royalties and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're business partners, as opposed, we're brothers, obviously. But, I think I'm very blessed to, at least for right now, I'm not having to outsource that type of stuff because we've kind of got it in-house,
And is he mixing and mastering too?
The whole 9 yards.
I'm impressed with him.
Each song gets better and better,
I remember he would come around, my studio. And he would make beats, and then like Chief would come record and stuff all the time, and he would have the beats. And so like I've known your brother for a long time, and I've watched him grow, and so that's pretty cool, man.
He hustles and he's getting better by the day.
Yeah. So how old is he now?
23?
23? That sounds about right.
He just turned 23.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's still got a lot ahead of him too.
Oh, yeah.
But to be 23 and on the road doing, it's cool.
It's cool, man. I'm very blessed to have him.
Yeah.
Very blessed to have him.
So family, it's hard being away from family though throughout a good bit of the year.
Man, I miss so many things with my family.
Yeah.
I think the goal, at least for the next 3 or 4 years, will be in Nashville, trying to grow this enough to be able to move back home, start a family, and be able to tour.
Do you think Texarkana could be a home base, and you'd still be on a big scale?
Yeah. That's the goal,
cool.
I think it's attainable. We got a lot of growing to do, but we're on the right track.
Yeah.
Family is one of the most important things to me. Brennan's my cousin and has been my best friend since day one. It's like my best friends were my cousins. My favorite parties to go to were my family gatherings.
Yeah.
And I don't get to do that right now.
Yeah.
I make time a couple times a year to come back and make sure I still get to experience that. But, dude, I want to go eat dinner with my mom on Sunday afternoons and see my grandparents, and it,
what do you tell yourself when you feel like maybe sometimes you're sacrificing too much? How do you balance it? I guess you just have to try to remind yourself you just try to get mission oriented again.
I think the way that I can think about it is there are definitely times where I say, maybe I should have chose a more simpler route and stayed here and stuck with my family. And I call my mom once a day. Like, it's not that we don't talk, but...
Yeah, but it is different than being there.
Yeah, so but I know that if I didn't try to pursue this, that I would be sitting here wishing I did.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling is almost worse than the things that I'm missing right now.
Right now.
I'm missing it for a small period of time. I'm missing it for a period of time. We will be able to make that happen to where I can be the rock star I want to be, tour as much I want to be, and still be close to my family.
Do you think there's something in our souls sometimes that we have to, like, 'cause some people find that one thing that they feel like they just got to do it. This is like that thing for you, huh? It's like an itch almost. You
I got a college degree in communications, and
really,
I have no point
don't use it at all,
not at all. Yeah. I will be either playing on the big stages or I'm going to be playing on the street corner, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life playing music.
I feel like that's what it takes, though, because you have to have, like,
you can't be a plan B. Yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, there's a plan B, but
you can have a plan B. Yeah, but you can't tell yourself that.
You can't tell yourself that. Yeah, you can't acknowledge it. You know, obviously everything will be okay no matter what happens. But it's all I know. It's all I truly love, and it's the only thing that I will allow myself to do for the rest of my life.
So you got any? So what's the situation on new music coming soon? Something that people can look forward to. Have you put out albums before? I saw a bunch of singles.
It's I'm trying to build a fan base that wants an album. I think right now I've got 20, maybe 30 people saying we want new music.
Yeah.
I want a few thousand people saying we need new music.
Yeah.
You
think it's that low with that many monthly listeners? You think the people wanting music is in the hundreds?
This is the phony talking to me.
Yeah,
here,
that is.
There might be more.
I think there's more.
I like to.
It seems like the numbers seem to show that there might be more people that want that album.
I think for me, I don't have enough people. Like if I put out, let's say, a 7-song album.
Yeah.
I think 3, maybe 4 of those songs would really get listened to, and then there's going to be 3 that sit and kind of struggle for a while. Not struggle, but just don't get the attention that
you would want them to have.
I would want them to have with the amount of love that is put into it,
That's the thing with singles, though. Like, you kind of, here, look at this.
Also, the thing about singles is you're able to try a lot of different promotional strategies.
Because you're not just trying to push this big body of work.
Right. There's a lot of people I know who have put out 15 to 20 songs, and, a year later, almost none of them have been listened to except those two songs
that they like. Yeah.
And that's what I don't want to happen, because we spend a lot of time on this stuff.
But that also seems like the same type of theory that you have for TikTok, though, like where some people may be throwing more on the wall and seeing what sticks.
I think I change my mind every day.
Yeah.
At the start of this year, I'm like, at the start of this year, I'm like, at the end of the year, we're going to have a 5-song project. And we still might. I don't know. Stay tuned. But
come on.
We're doing singles right now. We got a new single coming out at the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got 2 more singles coming out in July and August.
Yeah.
And we're going to be playing some new songs tonight, too, that have never been before heard.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could come.
I know, man.
I got to take care of my babies.
I know. Well, also, it's sold out, so there are no more tickets left.
Could leave my family forever.
Yeah.
Go to the milk store. No, I better not. No, I got to go home. So when did you start doing music full time?
All right. So I've been doing music full time for about 4 years now.
Yeah.
I was working at a hotel in downtown Nashville, and I was valet, and I was the lead valet. I was parking cars, making great money.
Was it nice cars?
Nice cars at a really nice hotel downtown at the Graduate Hotel. You might have to bleep that out. I'm banned from all Graduate Hotels. Also, we'll get to that. I was parking cars, and there's a music artist. Her name is Casey Musgraves. And have you heard of Casey Musgraves?
Damn, that sounds familiar.
You've heard it, yeah.
Is she like a country?
She's a big country girl.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, Casey Musgraves came through the hotel, and I was parking her car, and I saw an opportunity to promote myself as an artist.
There you go.
And so I have these little business cards, and on the back, I'm like, I'm from East Texas. I'm new to Nashville. Listen to my music. I think you're great. And I left it in her car. And she left. I think she tipped me a couple bucks. It was nice. And then about an hour later, my boss comes out to me and is like, I just got off the phone with Casey Musgraves. She's pissed off that you outed her privacy and you put your card in her car. And
out of her privacy.
She checked in under an alias. It was Carol Singers was her name.
Oh.
And
she's a singer and her alias has the word singers.
Yeah. But,
that's wild.
I saw an opportunity. I put it in there and they fired me on the spot. And it sucked. And what sucked even worse was like, I called my mom. And I'd never been fired from a job before, but I was like, Mom, this happened. Don't tell anybody. I don't want this to blow up, because I could have easily taken it to social media, made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
I'm rolling on Facebook and I see my aunt post this thing like, never listen to Casey Musgraves again. She was mean to my nephew. She sucks. She got him fired from and made this whole big deal about it. And, but that was the last job I had. That was August of 2020. And
August of 2020. Yeah, so you got some years under your belt.
Yeah. So we're almost at 4 years doing that.
So your income is merch and streams and
mostly performing live.
Performing live, yeah.
Right now we're making the transition of performing in downtown Nashville to selling tickets with original music.
Yeah.
But been making a living playing music for almost 4 years now.
That's cool.
Man, I'm very blessed.
That's the dream.
I don't have a lot of money, but enough to get by, know. And like I said, we're going by the day, and it's just up from here. You know? There's a few downs that might happen, but we're going up.
Yeah, as long as you get back up.
It was a blessing in disguise, and if that didn't happen, I'd still probably be working there because the money was hard to walk away from.
Yeah, wouldn't that be bad if you were still parking cars?
That would suck.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be here right now. Probably wouldn't be at work. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And but that's a story that I think is kind of a cool story that that slingshotted me into what is now my career of being a musician. Yeah.
How scary was that to go a month without getting paid, or go 2 months without getting paid?
2 months. Luckily, I'd saved up a bunch of tips.
Yeah.
I looked like a damn stripper. I had this big stack of tips, just from parking cars, and I lived off that for a couple months.
Yeah.
Frugally.
Yeah.
But then, got my first paying gig, and then 2 gigs, and then 3 gigs a week. And dude, I think in 2022, we played 212 shows.
Wow.
And I'm trying not to do that much right now.
Yeah, but that's when the world kind of really opened back up.
Yeah. So about 150 a year is my sweet spot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're really striving for.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
I ain't got my math hat on, but
it's almost every other day.
Yeah, that's almost half the year.
Every other day, and then a couple double days there.
Yeah.
So.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got you on, man.
Dude,
I'm really
this was cool, bro.
Inspired, motivated. I love the scene, the place. Our backdrop is cool as hell. This was a cool deal, dude.
Yeah. Can't wait to see you tonight here at the 1923 Banana Club, baby.
Come on. Yeah. I think that's it, man.
That's it.
You got anything you want to say to the people?
Thanks for listening. And if you're not listening, would like for you to listen.
Yeah.
So thanks for the support and the love. And we can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah. It's been another 180 Creator interview. If you're watching on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell deal. It'll let you know when we're dropping stuff. Like I said, so grateful we finally linked up.
My man.
Everything's cool. Any handles? Yeah.
If you look up Jed Harrelson on anything,
go. Jed Harrelson, go.
I've not found another one yet.
Yeah.
But
we'll handle him when we figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure that out when we get there. Me and Chief will do that for you.
My man.
I appreciate y'all tapping in.